Okay, in the last class we have started with DES, right? That is data encryption standard. Now most widely used, this is one kind of a most widely used block cipher in the world. What is the work of the DES? How it is going to encrypt the data? It is going to take the plain text that is of 64-bit block size it is taking for the encryption along with the 56-bit of a key, right? So it is going to encrypt 64-bit of a data using the 56 bits of a key. There are a lot of controversies are there on the DES over the security, over the design, right? But those all are overcome and they have carried out some different types of technical things. So by seeing that one, they have come up with the answer that it is more secured compared to the other type of a encryption technique, right? And we have seen the history of the DES and the controversy related to the DES design, that what we have seen in the last class. Then after that we have started with DES encryption overview, right? Yes or no? DES encryption we are studying. Yes or no? So DES encryption function, it is going to take mainly two inputs. One is 64-bit of a plain text and 56 bits of a key. By seeing the left hand side, you will come to know that how it is going to process the 64-bit of a plain text. First, the 64-bit of a plain text will be passed to the initial permutation, right? Initial permutation indicates what? Permutation means just rearranging of the sequence of the letters or the bits which are present in the plain text. Yes or no? 64-bit of a plain text, that first will be passed through the initial permutation, that is going to rearrange the bits, right, which are present in the plain text message to produce the permuted input, right? That input will be passed through the totally 16 number of rounds. You can see here, this is the second phase, round 1 to round 16. Through that, so all the rounds it will be passed, right? And here what is the case? Each round, whatever the 16 rounds are there, all are going to have the same structure. That means they are going to use the same kind of a functions like permutation and the substitution functions will be used. And lastly, the output of the last 16th round, that will be passed for the 32-bit swap. That means the whatever the left hand side data and the right hand side data, two halls you are getting after the 16th round, those will be swapped to produce the pre-output, and that pre-output will be fed into the inverse initial permutation. That means it is just going to perform the same operation as that of the initial permutation but in a reverse order. That is what called as the inverse initial permutation. After that it is going to produce you the 64-bit of a ciphertext. This is what we have seen in the last class. Clear guys? This at least this much. DES encryption overview. Yes? Hello? Yes? Then after that we have seen what is the use of the initial permutation. How exactly initial permutation is going to work. Initial permutation here, how many bits of input it is taking? 64-bit of inputs it is taking. So all those bits, whatever the input is going to take, so the initial permutation table, as already in the last class I have shown that it is going to be numbered from 1 to 64, right? So rearranging of those, all the 64 entries will be there. That is what initial permutation table we have seen, right? There is a rearrangement. All the 64 entries in the permutation table are going to contain the permutation of the numbers from 1 to 64. That what we have seen in the last class. Then after that we have started with the what? The right hand side I have not explained. No, right hand side it is going to take the 64-bit of a key they have written. But why they have written 64-bit key, we will see in today's class itself. But just remember, the DES is going to take the 56-bit of a key. But starting it is going to take 64-bit of a key. After that, the permuted choice 1. That means one type of a permutation will be performed, so that it is going to produce you the 56-bit of a key. That 56-bit of a key will be passed in each of the round with two functions will be performed on that. One is left circular shift, followed by the permuted choice 2. That is the second type of a permutation function will be performed. Then the each sub key will be passed through the input for the each and every round. Is that clear? First, on the right hand side of the encryption, whatever the 56 bit of a key is there, that will be passed through the permuted choice one first. Then at each round, that is going to perform two related functions. One is left circular shift operation and second one is the permuted choice 2 function. Now see, depending upon that, it is going to produce the sub keys as a K1, K2 up to K16, because 16 rounds are there. Clear? But why it is producing the different sub keys over here? Why? Because are you listening? Yes, the permuted function, whatever the permuted choice 2 is there, no, that is same function only you are using in each round. But every time you are performing the shifting operation, see that left shift circular operation you are performing before here, right? After that only the same function you are performing on that left circular shift. Because of this shifting operation, it is going to produce the different kinds of sub keys at each round. Clear? This is what the DES encryption overview we have seen in the last class. Right? Now we will see what is the structure of the each round. Single round. As already told, totally 16 number of rounds are there here. Totally 16 number of rounds are there. Each round is going to have the same type of a structure. Clear, guys? Are you getting? Hello? Yes, totally first initial permutation is over. That is just rearranging of the 1 to 64 bits. Right, the table also I think I have shown in the last class. Once again I will show you. Wait a sec. I will share my screen once again, because I have not added that in the PPT, because lots of tables are there. Is that a screen what I have shared? Is it visible? Can you see the book? Can you see the book what I have shared? Yes, see here. Initial permutation, as already I told, all the 1 to 64 bits, right? Those are rearranged. You can see here. It is not written in a sequential manner. This is what initial permutation. Like that you have a inverse initial permutation table also. There also again the rearrangement of the all the 1 to 64 bits is there. Clear? Already you know the permutation means just rearrangement of the bits. Right? The sequence you are going to change. They are not going to follow the same sequence. Right? By using this one, the first time, the whatever the plain text you have considering 64 bit, that will be passed through the initial permutation. That means the rearrangement of the bits will be done. Now we are passing through the 16 number of rounds. Right? As already told, each round is going to have the same structure. Yes or no? Each round is going to have the same structure. Now we will see what is the structure of that round. Can you see the diagram, guys? Can you see the diagram? Yes? See, now after permutation, initial permutation, first round if you are passing the data, that is of 64 bit, right? According to, again, as already told that all the types of any kind of block cipher example you can say take, everyone is going to be used, every type of block cipher are going to use the Feistel cipher structure itself. In Feistel cipher already we have studied that whatever the plain text message is there, that will be divided into two halls, that is 32 bit and 32 bit, that is left hand side data and the right hand side data. Right. In the same manner, after initial permutation, whenever you are passing the data through the each round, see the first plain text data will be divided into the two parts, that is left hand side data and the right hand side data. At least here 64 is divided into two parts, that is 32 bits and the 32 bits. Clear? Yes. Now we will see only left side of this diagram. Only left side of this diagram. These 32 bits of a data, see here, whatever the right hand side data is there, that is passed through the expansion and the permutation table. Right? That means permutation indicates what? Some rearranging of the bits will be done. Along with that, it is going to expand. That expanding means something will be increased. Right? Now see, after passing this 32 bits through the expansion table, you are getting the output that is of 48 bits. Clear? Whatever the right hand side data is there, that will be passed through the expansion table. So what it is doing? It is converting 32 bits of a data into the 48 bits of a data. How it is going to convert, that we will see today in today's class itself. Just remember, first we will see the round structure, then we will see what is the use of expansion table, how it is going to expand the data. Is that clear? Yes guys? Right, then that 48 bit of a data will be XORed. You can see here XOR operation is written in the round. That will be XORed with the sub key that is of 48 bit. That is coming from the right hand side of this particular diagram. Right, that is XORed with the sub key that is of 48 bit. Then after that, that will be passed, whatever the output you will get now after XORing, that will be passed through the substitution or the choice, or you can call it as a yes box. Right, through the yes box, one for the 48 bit of a data, that will be get reduced to again 32 bit now. See here it is expanded. Now we are reducing the size of a bits, 48 to the 32 bits. Again, that how it is going to do that one, again I will explain in today's class itself. Is that clear? Right, then after that again you are performing one more operation, that is permutation. Then whatever the output you will get after performing these all operation, that will be get XOR with your left hand side data, that will give the input for the next round. As already you know in the Feistel block cipher, that whatever the previous round outputs are there, those only you are going to consider as the input for the next round. Right, totally 16 rounds are there. At the end of the whatever, at the 16th round, whatever the output you are going to get, just you are going to swap it. That is going to give you the cipher text. That is the case in the cipher text. This the same manner. See here, Ri minus 1, through that you have produced now Ri. Yes, to get that Ri, you have performed these all operation on that. Is that clear? Then your Ri minus 1 only becomes your Li. Right? That is, these two inputs will be considered for the next round. I hope it is clear guys, getting the thing. Is that clear? Yes. Now we'll see what is the use of this expansion table and the substitution table. See, in this substitution, what is this? Yes box is nothing but your substitution table. I will show you now how the substitution table looks like. See here, this is your substitution table, yes box structure. Can you see this one? Yes box structure. First, the right halves, that is of 32 bit, some expansion is done. Yes or no? In the round, single round structure, what I have shown. Right, 32 bit data is converted into 48 bit of a data. That will be get XORed with your key, that is a 48 bit data. Then you are passing it to the substitution box, that is a yes box. Right, that 48 bit of a data will be reduced to the 32 bit. Yes or no? That is the structure what I have shown in the simple manner. It is shown here. The same thing is there, no? See here, 32 bit of a data, passing it through the expansion table, it has become 48. That will be get XORed with 48 bit of a key. Right, then that is passed through the yes box, then it is producing the 32 bit of a data. The same thing is there in this diagram. Can you see this one guys? Can you see this? Yes. Now see how exactly this yes box is going to work. See, is this yes is nothing but substitution. This substitution is going to consisting of set of 8 yes boxes. Can you see in the diagram? Totally 8 yes boxes are there. Right? See this substitution, how it is performing, how it is reducing the 48 bit of a data into the 32 bit, that we are seeing now. Right? This substitution function is consisting of 8 yes boxes, and each of which is going to take the 6 bits of input. Can you see 6 lines are there on each box? Correct? It is going to take 6 bits as the input and it is producing 4 bits of output. Can you see this one? Can you see this one? 8 6 is 48. So to represent 48 bit, 8 blocks we are taken. 8 boxes are taking the input that is of 6 bits, and depending upon that it is producing the, once it is passed through the S boxes, it is producing 4 bits of output. 4 8 is 32. So only after passing it through the S boxes it is producing 32 bit of data. Can you see this one, guys? Hello? Hello? Can you see that one, guys? Yes? Now we'll see how it is exactly reducing that 6 bits into the 4 bits. Right? How it is going to interpret that one. Huh? You can see now this diagram, DS round structure. Is it visible? DS round structure. Now see how it is going to reduce that 6 bits input into the 4 bit. Okay? How it will be interpreted. See, the first and last bit, whatever the 6 bit input you are passing, no, the first and last bit, yes, of the input to the S box, that is going to form the 2 bit binary number. Yes, 2 bit binary number. Now for example, see, if I write 0 1, 0 1 is nothing but what is the digital 0 1 indicates what is the decimal number. 0 1 is the binary number. If you convert it into the decimal, what is the number you are going to get? Yes, guys, 0 1, it is a binary number. If you convert it into the decimal, what is the number it is going to represent? Is it 1? If I write 1 1 as a binary decimal, it can be, it is a 3. Yes or no? If I write it as a 1 0, it is nothing but it is 2 in decimal. Do you know binary to decimal, guys? Hello? See, that means how it is interpreted, just I will tell you now. First and last bits of the input of the S box, that is going to form the 2 bit binary number, right? That is used to select one of the 4 substitution rows, one of the 4 rows. According to that number, whatever the 2 bit binary number it is going to produce, depending upon that you are going to select among the 4 different rows which are present in the substitution table. Clear? Then whatever the middle 4 bits are there, no, in this middle 4 bits are there, depending upon that you are going to what? Select the one of the 16 rows. One of the 16 rows. Clear? And depending upon that, it is going to produce the one decimal value in the cell that will be selected by the row and the column, that will be get converted into the 4 bit representation to produce the one to produce the exact output. Now I will show you how exactly it is going to do. I will take a Jamboard itself for that. That the screen is visible, no, guys? This screen is visible. Hello. See, 32 bit of a data you have passed it through the expansion table, right? Then it is producing 48 bit, right? It is producing, it is converted into 48. This 48 you are passing through the S box. Now we will take only one single S box. For example, there are how many S boxes are there? Totally 8 S boxes are there. Each S box is going to consider 6 bit of a input, correct? And it is going to produce 4 bit output. 4-bit output. In this, how it will be interpreted, how it is converting the 6 bits input into the 4-bit input, that what we are seeing here. First and last, whatever the bits are there, right, that is going to represent 2-bit binary number, right. First and last bit, if you consider, it is going to produce the 2-bit binary number that is used to select the one of the rows among 4 rows in a substitution table. That is used for selecting the one row in a among the 4 rows. And whatever the middle 4 bits are there, no, that is used to select the column. At least this much is clear. First and last bits are used to indicate the row number, right, and middle 4 bits are used to represent the column. Clear? Are you getting, guys? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Now for example, if I write the 6 input bits as, see, 0, 1, okay, 1, 0, 0, 1. These are the 6 bits are there, 3, 3, 6. This is the input you are passing, for example, through the yes box, right? How it is interpreted? First and last bit. That means it is 0, 1. 0, 1. This is the 2-bit binary number you are getting. What is the decimal number for 0, 1? It is nothing but 1. It is nothing but 1. That means first row will be selected. That means first row will be selected. Clear? Do you know, guys, the binary numbers? If it is containing 2 bits, what are the possibilities you are going to get? 0, 0, or it could be 0, 1, or it may be 0, 1, 0, or 1, 1. These are the 4 possibilities you are going to get. If it is of 2 bit, it is nothing but to represent decimal number. It is 0, it is 1, it is 2, it is 3. Correct? Yes or no? If it is 4-bit binary number means, 4-bit binary means you are going to get it from 0, 0, 0 to totally 1, 1, 1. Totally 16 numbers you are going to get. You can produce. Right. Now see, according to this example, first bit and last bit are used, that is nothing but 0, 1. That indicates that the first row will be selected. What are the middle 4 bits are there? Those are nothing but 1, 1, 0, 0. 1, 1, 0, 0. If you represent it in binary, you are going to get it as a 12. Do you know no binary to decimal, how to convert? It is nothing but number 12. So what it is selecting by using this binary format? It is selecting first row in that the 12th column. Whatever the value is there, that will be represented by the 4-bit output. Right. Now see, I will show you the substitution table. Now see, according to the example, what you got? First box we are selecting. Right. What is the row number we got? First row. Right. In that the 12th column. See, how many columns are there? 16 columns are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. 12th column, what is the values there? See, 4 rows are there, 12th column. Are you getting, guys? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What is the value is there in the 12th column, guys? It is 12. It is 12. 1, 1, 0, 0 is 12. Are you getting? What is the value is there? It is 12 is there. What is the 12? How we are going to represent? Again, 12 how we are going to represent? 1100. So that will be the output it is going to produce. That is 4-bit output. Clear? Now at least clear, guys. Yes. Row 1, column 12. Yes, we are considering row 1, column 12. What is the value? 12 is there. Right? If I consider row, if it is containing the value as the, for example, if we are getting it as 4, 4th row, 12th column. That means what is the value we'll get? 14. 14 you need to represent it in binary. That will be the output of your what? Yes box. Clear? Like this, all the 6-bit inputs, it is going to convert, each X box is going to convert it into the 4-bit. So totally 4 is the 32. So because of that only you are getting here the output as 32 bits. Once it is passed through the S boxes. Clear? Is that clear, guys? Yes? Now see, one more example we can take it out here. I will show the example, one more example how it will take. Now for example, it is S3 box. Okay. Box is S3, that is selected for example. For that, what is the input is there? For example, 1 1 0 0 0 1. This is the input you are passing. That means 6-bit input it is taking. Right? How it will be interpreted to convert it into the 4-bit? Right? First and last bit are used to indicate the row. What is the first and last bit? You are getting it as 1 1. That indicates what? This is the third row. This is the third row. Getting the thing? Right, guys? This is the third row. 0 1 2 3. Are you getting? Hello? Can you hear me? Third row, and what is this? 1 0 0 means 8th column. Third row, 8th column. What is the value is there? That will be represented in 4-bit binary number. I hope it is clear. Are you getting? Hello? Is that clear, guys? How the S box is going to work in the round structure? Right? Now we'll see how the expansion table. One more thing is there, no, here. Expansion table. That is going to consider 32-bit of a data, and it is going to expand. After expanding, you are going to get it as a 48 bits. How that can be done? Yes, how it is going to expand that particular data to get as a 48 bit. Right? For that case, see, whatever the input is there, again I will show it with the example itself. See, 32 bits means it will be grouped into the 4 bits grouping is done. 32 bit means how many grouping you can get? If I am grouping it as a 4 bits, how many groupings you are going to get? Because right hand side data you are grouping, no? Right hand side data is of 32 bit. Right hand side data is of 32 bit. Right? These 32 bit I am grouping as a 4 bit. How many bits you are going to get? Totally 8 grouping of those are consisting of 4 bits. 8 groups you are going to get? Yes or no? Yes or no? Now whatever the 4-bit grouping you are getting, you need to make it as a 6 bits. Then only it will be get converted into the 48 bit. Yes or no? 4 into 8 is the 32 bits. Yes. Now we are converting 4 bit into the 66 bits. That means 6 8 the it is 6 8 means 48. It will become, it is going to expand it as a 48 bit. Yes or no? How that can be done? Now for example, you are having the example, I will take it as E, F, G, H. First group. Okay. Second group is, for example, if it is containing I, J, K, L. Okay. Third group is containing these all characters. For example, only 3 groups I will take. Right? At that time, to make it as a 6th group, what it will make? It will add, yes, outer side bit to the adjacent groups. That means E. Before this, what is the character is there in alphabetical order? D is there, that will be get added. Adjacent characters you are going to add at the both the sides. Outer bits you are adding at the outside only, not in the middle. Getting the thing, guys? E, F, G, H, 4 characters are there. For this we are adding outer bits that is adjacent to those characters. For E, before that E, what is the character is there? D, right? That will be get added. After H, what is the character is there? In alphabetical order? I. That means now see, 4 bit you have converted into the 6 bits. Like this it is going to convert 4 bit into the 6 bits. Because of that the 32 bit data will be get converted into the 48 bits. I hope it is clear. Getting the thing how expansion table is going to work to convert 32 bit into the 48 bit. First the grouping of the 4 bits grouping you are going to do. Totally 8 groupings you are going to get, and that 4 bit input you are converting into the 6 bits. How you are converting? Just you are adding at the outer bits the adjacent characters in alphabetical order. Clear? Now see I, J, K, L. Before I, what is the character is there? H, right? After L, which is the character? M. That will be get added. Now 4 bit character will be converted, this group is converted to 6 bit. This is how the expansion table is going to work in the round. I hope it is clear, guys. Round structure. Is that clear? Is that clear, this round structure? How, what is the work of the expansion table and what is the work of the S box? They may ask you the question to explain the DES round structure. At that time you can draw this diagram also, or you can draw the one more diagram what I have shown in the textbook, no, from the textbook. You can draw that also. But you need to explain what is the use of the interpreter initial permutation. Right? If it is respect to the round structure means you need to specify what is the use of the expansion table. What is the use of the S boxes? How that can be done? With an example you need to explain it. I hope it is clear, guys. Yes, guys, is that clear? Yes, now see. Now still we have seen only half of this diagram. Still one more block is there, no, here. Right part of this single round structure that we need to see now, right? See, as already told, in the DES starting you have written it as a 64 bit key, but what I am telling, the DES is used to encrypt the 64 bit of a data by using a 56 bit of a key, but in figure we have shown it as 64 bit of a key. Why? Because see, even though it is taking a key that is of 64 bit only, right, that will be taken as an input to the algorithm, but the bits of the key which are numbered from the 1 to 64, every 8th bit you are going to ignore it. Are you getting? Every 8th bit, if you ignore 8 bits you are reducing, so it will come to the 56 bits. Yes or no? Yes, guys, even though you are taking a 64 bit key as an input, but still what can be done? Here whatever the key bits are there, you are numbered from 1 to 64, but the whatever the 8th bit is there, that every time you are going to ignore it. Is that clear? Right? Then after that you are getting it as a 56 bit, that will be passed through the permuted choice 1. Clear? Getting the thing, guys? See the right hand side of the diagram. I am explaining now. Clear? Are you getting? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Yes, please respond then. See what I am telling, why I have specified here 64-bit key. Even though you are taking a 64-bit key, what will be done? The every 8th bit is ignored. After ignoring every 8th bit, it is going to produce you the 64-bit key that will be passed through the first the permuted choice 1. Right? That means some permutation operation will be done on that. Once the permutation is done, after that you are going to divide that 56 bits key into the two halls, that is of 28 bit. That is what shown in this single round. You can see here 28 bits. Two halls are there. In every round you are performing a left shift operation, circular left shift operation. After that it will be passed through the permuted choice 2. One more permuted function you are going to perform. Yes or no, guys? Is that clear? At each round, whatever the two halls you are getting, right, that will be separately subjected to the circular left shift. Then after that you are going to perform the permutation. That is going to produce you the 48 bit of a key. Clear? Again performing a permutation, it is reducing the key size 56 to the 48. Clear? How that can be done? Again for that the tables are given. Just you can refer those tables, guys. See here. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? See here. Input key, as already told, 8th bit is always ignored. Right? That is shown in figure here. See here in the table. So it will become 56 bits. Only these bits will be used. What is permuted choice 1? How it work? That they have shown here in the table. How it is going to rearrange the sequence of these bits. Then permuted choice 2. That is going to convert the 56 bits into the 48 bits. Right? How that can be done, that here they have shown. How it is going to rearrange the sequence of the bits. Then how you are going to perform the left circular shift on the each halves of the key, that is of 28 bits. That everything is given through the tables. Just you can refer that table, or else just remember. No need to remember these all tables. Just the diagrams and the explanation of that diagrams, that is more than enough. Is that clear, guys? Getting the thing? This is all about DES we have studied. Only encryption we have studied now. The decryption is same as that of the encryption, but you are going to run it in a reverse manner. Hello, can you hear me, guys? The same thing what I have explained, the same thing is written. Just go through the slide. You'll come to know. As already I told, it is going to have 8 S boxes which are going to map 6 to 4 bits. Each X box is actually 4 little 4-bit boxes. Outer bits 1 to 6, select the one of the row of 4. Right? And the inner bits 2 to 5, that is column bits, are substituted. And result is 8 lots of 4 bits, that is of 32 bits. And the row selection depends upon both the data and the key. Clear? Yes, and how it is going to generate the key, that is also written. See, the form curve key is used in each round. Initial permutation of the key, which is selects the 56 bits, that will be divided into two halves, that is of 28 bits, and that will be passed through the 16 rounds, that is 16 stages, consisting of rotating each half separately, rotating 28 bit to on the both the halves. You are going to perform the left circular shift operation, right, separately, either one or two places depending upon the key rotation schedule, and selecting the 24 bits from each of the, out of 28 bits, 24 bits it is going to select. On that the permutation choice 2, that is permutation function, will be performed, so that it is going to produce the 48 bit of a key that will be given as the input for the right hand side data. Clear? key generation. Then as already told, the decryption is just opposite, or you are going to perform that operation in the opposite of the encryption itself. So decryption must unwind the steps of the data computation. With Feistel design, do decryption steps again using the subkeys in the reverse order. Right, same as that of the Feistel cipher. For first round you have used the 16th key. For last round, that is 16th round, you have used the first key, first sub key. In the same manner, in DES also you are going to do the decryption in the reverse order. Only the sub keys you need to use it in reverse order, and the other operations will perform same as that of the encryption. Clear, guys? Yes, just go through that. See that IP enters the final FE steps of the encryption. First round with the SK16, that is subkey 16, enters the 16th encrypt round. Like this, if you perform 16th round will decrypt the first round of the encryption what you did. So then finally, by performing Feistel cipher design, enters the initial encryption. Thus you are going to recover the original data value. From ciphertext to the plain text, you are going to get it. Right? If you perform the same operation in the reverse order. I hope it is clear. Any doubts with this? Because it is very important, guys. Any doubts with that? With the DES? This completes, I think, DES. Just we have seen what you mean by DES. What is the history of DES? Right? What is the DES design controversy that we have seen? And DES encryption overview. In that we have seen how the initial permutation works, what will be the structure of the each round, what do you mean by permutation table, what do you mean by expansion table, how it is going to work, how the S box structure will be, right, and how it is going to convert 64 bit of a key into the 56 bit, and that 56 bit will convert into the 48 bit. How it is going to convert, everything we have studied here with a diagrammatic manner. Any doubts with that? Any doubts, guys, with respect to DES? With respect to DES, any doubts? No? Then last we will see what do you mean by avalanche effect on the DES. Now see, making a single change, right? Either it may be in the key or either it may be with respect to the one of the bit in the plain text, right? If it is producing a change in many bits of the ciphertext, that itself we are calling it as a avalanche effect. Getting the thing? Right, guys? If you are making a single change in one of the bit of the plain text, or you may be changing one of the bit in the key, that is going to affect many bits within the ciphertext, that you are referring as the avalanche effect. So the DES, as already told, see, after passing it through the 16 bit, you have seen the 16 the round structure you have studied. In each round, so many operations you are performing. You are expanding, you are substituting, you are doing a permutation operation, you are doing XOR operation, so many things you have did. So if you make a change in a single bit of the plain text, that is going to affect the many bits within the the ciphertext. That itself you are calling it as the avalanche effect, that the DES is going to exhibit the strong avalanche effect. Because of that only the DES is very robust. It is going to provide a higher security level. I hope it is clear, guys. Getting the thing, what is avalanche effect? In 2 marks they may ask, what is avalanche effect? Clear? Hello, is that clear? Then next we will see what is the strength of DES. What is the strength of the DES? Why we are calling it is highly secured, how it is going to provide a higher security. What is the strength exactly of the DES? Mainly it is because of usage of the key size. Yes, what is the key size in case of a DES? How many bits we are taking to encrypt the data? What is the key size in the DES, guys? What is the key size? Yes, 64 bit is input, that is plain text. What is the key size? That is of 56 bits. Remember guys, DES is going to convert 64 bit of a input data using the 56 bits of a key. So the key size is 56 bit, right? So what are the possible keys you are going to specify? You will get the 2 to the power 56. That means totally 7.2 into 10 to the power 16 different possible keys you are going to get, right? By using brute force attack, right? If you are going to use those all the keys to deduce the key, or it may to deduce the ciphertext, it is impossible. What do you mean by brute force attack? Trying out all the possible keys. Is it possible to try out these many number of keys? Is it possible by the attacker? Is it possible to try out all these number of keys? Is it possible? If key size is only 4, then only 4 possible tries he can do, and he will come to know what is the exactly the plain text is there, right? But if the key size, you can see here, it is very huge value. By using the brute force attack, it is very hard, it is very difficult to attack such type of a the DES encryption algorithm. This is the one strength you can say. And along with that, it is also going to have the nature of the algorithm. The second thing you can say, it as a nature of the algorithm. See, as already you have seen in the DES algorithm, which are all the functions we have used. We have used some 8 substitution boxes, right or no? 8 substitution of the yes boxes we have used, right? And each round is also very robust. There you are performing the expansion, you are performing the substitution, the XOR operation, right? You are using the permutation, and key is also permuted. There is a shift operation is there, permutation choice 2 is there. So many different kinds of operations you are going to use within the algorithm of the DES. So the nature of DES algorithm itself is also, you can say it as a one of the strength of the DES. These are the mainly 2 things that you can say is the strength of the DES. Clear guys? Getting the thing? Right? First one is the use of key size, that is of 56 bits. By using it is going to produce the huge number of possible keys that is not possible by the brute force attack to easily hack that particular encryption algorithm. That is the one thing. Then second thing is the nature of the DES algorithm. As already know, in the DES algorithm, the encryption or the decryption algorithm, the design we have seen, in that we have seen some different 8 yes boxes, right? At the each iteration, at each round we are using, right? And we are using an expansion table, we are using the permutation, we are performing the substitution, right? Reducing and increasing of the size of the plain text will be there, right? So by using those all things, it is becoming that particular algorithm is very robust. So easily the cryptanalyst will not attack such type of a algorithm. It is not it is not possible for him to recognize what is the exactly the plain text that he is sending to the recipient by using such algorithm. Clear? These are the 2 strengths you can say with respect to the DES. I hope it is clear. Yes, about DES guys, any doubts do we have with respect to DES? How about others? Have you got what is DES? What is DES? Tell me. Can anyone tell me what is DES? Can you elaborate it? DES? If you understand DES, then only you can understand